Hey guys, YouTuber and Hundred here. Okay, and I'm filming this video on my phone again right now. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to make this video a couple of times, but for some reason, like, there's some issues going on with the laptop camera and stuff. Like, it's like, apparently, like, even when I turn on the camera, it still, like, is unable to record the video. So, I have absolutely no idea what the issue is with the laptop. So, until I can get, like, this issue taken care of, I think, like, for the time being, I'm still, like, just gonna go back to film videos on my phone for the time being. Alright, so, yeah. So here I am, as promised, for and recording this for the third time now, with my retro SummerSlam review as I promised, and I'm going to make a review for SummerSlam 1997. So, yeah, this was like a really, really great SummerSlam overall. I mean, yeah, gosh, I mean, for those of you who don't know, yeah, for those of you who have been newly subscribed to me and stuff, like if you've just subscribed like for the last couple of years or even just like recently, you may not know, like, back in 2013, I did, like, a countdown of reviews for, like, what my picks for the top 10 best SummerSlams at the time were. And, gosh, I should have included this one on that countdown. I mean, this really was like a great SummerSlam, and I have absolutely no idea why I didn't put this on the list. But yeah, I am glad that I finally do get a chance to talk about it now. So yeah, and really for this one, I've already, like I just said, I've tried to make this review already a couple of times, and I've really like just gone in depth through the whole thing twice now. So yeah, rather than like doing it again, I'm really just gonna like talk about really just the three main matches that this show really is like set around, and really like the three really great matches on the show, because yeah, they really are what is really memorable about the show. The undercard overall, like, while the undercard of the show, it is really solid overall. I mean, really just, there's nothing really memorable about the undercard. Like, this show is really just known for three matches that are all three are really are great. And yeah, all three of these matches are really just like classics, really. So yeah, I'm really just gonna like gloss over the three main matches of the show. But before I do, I'll just talk a little bit about the show first. So yeah, like I said, this really was like a really great show. Yeah, yeah, like I said, this was from 1997, and yeah, around this time, you could actually make the argument that this was really when the WWF was really like starting to become better than the WCW, despite the fact that the WCW was still like winning in the ratings at this time. And like around this time, like the WWF really was like really, really great at the time. Like you could actually make the argument, like I just said, that this was really when they had actually been better than the WCW. Like the last 4 months of 1997 really were like really great. I mean, yeah, it really was like arguably even better than the WCW at this point. And even though WCW was still winning in the ratings at the time, but yeah, yeah, it really was like a great time for the WWF, and yeah, this really was just like a really great show. I mean, you had three great matches on the show, and yeah, yeah, and really just because like those matches really delivered, I really would say that this really was a like over an overall great SummerSlam. So yeah, let's like talk about like the three matches that this show is set around. Yeah, I'll have like the ratings for all the matches in the description if you want to know like my real ratings on all the matches here. But yeah, I'm really not gonna actually like say what my ratings are in this video. Yeah, I'm just gonna like really talk about the three main matches that this show is set around. Alright, but yeah, before I do, I'll just talk about the undercard real quick. So yeah, the undercard, you had matches like Goldust versus Brian Pillman, the Legion of Doom versus the Godwinns, the British Bulldog defending the European title against Kent Shamrock, and Los Boricuas versus the Disciples of Apocalypse in an 8-man tag. And yeah, all those matches, they were like solid matches, I guess. I mean, there wasn't anything really memorable about any of those matches, but I mean, they were like solid matches, I guess. Like, they weren't really anything that was really like so boring that you're just like you wanted to just were so bored out of your mind watching them. So yeah, now, the undercard of the show, while it's not really memorable, it was still solid overall. But yeah, like I've said over and over already, this show is really known for three great matches. It, of course, has Mankind versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley and a steel cage to open up the show. You have the Intercontinental title match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Owen Hart. And then you have the main event for the WWF Championship, The Undertaker defending against Bret Hart. And all three matches were great. So yeah, I'll just talk about the three matches. I'll just go over them. So starting off with Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Mankind in a steel cage. this really was like a great match right here. I mean, you can really make the argument that this is really like the best opener in SummerSlam history. I mean, probably top three at least. I mean, I'm sure there are like one or two other SummerSlam openers in history that some people could probably make the argument that are better. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely like top three at least. Yeah, this really was just a great cage match, and really this was like the first really great feud in Triple H's WWF career. I mean, yeah, of course, like these guys have really like shown that they can work well together. I mean, they of course have their two matches in 2000 at Royal Rumble and No Way Out, and those were great matches. And yeah, this wasn't really as great as either of those matches, but yeah, this was still like a great match nonetheless. I mean, gosh, I really miss the days of the blue barred steel cage. I mean, it really was just like so freaking awesome. I mean, the like the blue barred steel cage, it really did like resemble more of a cage than really the steel cages that they have now. And yeah, this really was just like an awesome match. I mean, it showed that back when they had this cage, like it showed that it like looked a lot more violent whenever they got someone ended up like getting thrown into the wall of the cage and stuff. So yeah, it really did like the cage matches back then like really seemed a lot more violent and stuff. And yeah, this really was like a violent match, and it was really great. I mean, yeah, you had a lot of usage of the cage in this match. Like, you had Chyna, who was at ringside with Triple H. Like, on numerous occasions, she was, like, stopping Mankind from escaping the cage. Yeah. And, yeah, Chyna was just getting involved a lot in the match. And yeah, and then at one point in the match, like, Chyna ended up, like, throwing a steel chair into the cage to try to help Triple H out. And, yeah, Triple H was going to pedigree Mankind on the chair, but Mankind countered it, and he set Triple H up for the catapult. And when he knocked Triple H off his feet, the back of Triple H's head had actually hit the chair, and then he catapulted Triple H, like, right into this cage, and right into Chyna as well. Chyna was, like, climbing the cage trying to get in, and, yeah, Mankind just catapulted Triple H right into Chyna. Yeah, and Chyna then was just like down on the ground, and then yeah, Mankind was then like gonna like climb into the top of the cage trying to escape again, and Chyna was like trying to pull Triple H out before Mankind could actually get to the floor, and then like as Mankind was then at the top of the cage, then Mankind then just like then dove from the top of the cage down onto Triple H. Like it was a similar thing to the Jimmy Snuka Don Morocco steel cage match. So yeah, that was a great spot right there. Yeah. And then yeah, then Mankind then ended up like climbing over the top of the cage and down to the floor. And then yeah, Mankind got the win. So yeah, that really was like a really awesome steel cage match. I mean, of course like the steel cage match at SummerSlam 1994 between Bret Hart and Owen Hart was a greater steel cage match than this, but yeah, this was still a great cage match nonetheless. And yeah, like I said, arguably the best opener in SummerSlam history. I mean, it really was just an awesome match. Yeah. And then, yeah, and then the last two matches on the show are really, like, great matches as well. So, Owen Hart defending the Intercontinental title against Stone Cold. This was a really awesome match, too. I mean, yeah, Owen Hart really did, like, he does have, like, that heart fighting spirit in him. Like, he did have it. Yeah, and Owen Hart really was just a great wrestler. I mean, yeah, there are some people that actually really do, like, make the argument that Owen Hart was actually a better wrestler than Bret Hart, and I guess that is up for debate. I mean, I'm not sure if I can go so far to say that. I mean, I guess that's not really my place to say, but yeah, Owen Hart was still, like, a great wrestler. I mean, of course, like, there were the matches that he had in 1994 with Bret Hart at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and he had some awesome matches with, like, Shawn Michaels, and, of course, with Stone Cold as well, including this match. And yeah, this really was just a really awesome match. I mean, of course, like, this is known for the infamous botch, which I'll get to in a minute, but yeah, this was just a really awesome match. I mean, some awesome action between Owen Hart and Stone Cold. I mean, these two, like, had really great chemistry as well. I mean, yeah, this was just, like, yeah, of course, like, Stone Cold had the match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania earlier in the year, so yeah, Stone Cold really did work well with really the Hart family in general. And this was really just, like, an awesome match, and yeah, I mean, you had to have, like, some, like counter wrestling in the match, and yeah, at one point, as Owen Hart, like, had Stone Cold in a headlock, Stone Cold, like, did a modified version of the stunner when he, like, drove, Owen Hart's, like, jaw right into his head, yeah. And then, yeah, this, of course, this match, like, had, like, the infamous botch where Owen Hart, like, attempted a tombstone pile driver on Stone Cold, and then, yeah, we saw, like, Stone Cold landing on his head, and that really was just an eerie sight, and then, yeah, Stone Cold, like, suffered his neck injury in the match, and yeah, after that tombstone, like, you could just see, like, it showed like Stone Cold was just like lying on his back, just really like not really moving and stuff. And then yeah, I feel like because like Stone Cold did suffer that injury in the match, like that's how I think then they just like went with a finish out of nowhere there so they could just end the match. And yeah, then yeah, it just like ended with Stone Cold rolling up Owen Hart, but yeah, it was like really light the way Stone Cold did it. Yeah, it really didn't seem like too realistic. I think, like I just said, they just did it to end the match, and yeah, Stone Cold then like just rolled up Owen Hart very lightly and pinned him, and so then yeah, Stone Cold got the win, and yeah, it then just showed like Stone Cold clutching his head and neck and stuff, and it took like 3 or 4 referees to really like help Stone Cold up and get him to the back. So yeah, Stone Cold. Well, I don't recall if Stone Cold actually did like miss some action after this. I mean, I think that because I still think that he was still on television during this time. I mean, I'm not really familiar. Like I don't, my memory of this time is a little foggy. So yeah, I forgot like if Stone Cold was actually out of action for for a period after this. But yeah, this just like really just made Stone Cold into another side because yeah, like I said in my review for Bash of the Beach 1984, like prior to the neck injury, Stone Cold really was an awesome wrestler, and after this was really where he really wasn't like that much of a wrestler, more as much as he was just a brawler. So yeah, it kind of sucks that that happened, but yeah, this still was an awesome match. I think that if Stone Cold did not suffer the neck injury in the match, this match could have been even better than what it was. But yeah, we still did have an awesome match nonetheless. So yeah, it really was a great match. So yeah, but yeah, really just seeing Stone Cold dropped on his head like that really was an eerie sight to see, but still awesome match. Yeah. And then the main event, The Undertaker defending the WWF title against Bret Hart with Shawn Michaels as the referee. Oh man, the storyline for this match was just so great. I mean, yeah, we had this was like during the time where Bret Hart was kind of like that Canadian villain where he was just like totally against the United States, and he was just like totally hated in the US. And yeah, Bret Hart was like saying going in this match that if he lost the match that he would never again wrestle in the United States. So yeah, we just had like all this stuff from like Bret Hart going into this match, and yeah, it was just a great storyline. And yeah, with Shawn Michaels also being the guest referee in this match, like a lot of everyone was saying that because of the history between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, that Shawn Michaels would have like was possibly going to screw over Bret Hart in the match. And yeah, there was like a rule added into this with Shawn Michaels officiating that if Shawn Michaels like was a very was was a biased referee in this match and didn't call down the middle, then Shawn Michaels would be fired from the company. So yeah, we just had like all this stuff going into the match, and yeah, it really was like an awesome match. I mean, yeah, this match is probably like yeah, it is one of the best matches of both of these guys' careers. I mean, of course, like they've had better matches. Like Bret Hart has had better matches at SummerSlam against like Mr. Perfect and the British Bulldog, and the Undertaker's had like some better matches than this as well. But yeah, this match is probably at least in both guys' top 10 matches of all time. It really was like an awesome match. Like I said, just a really great story. Yeah, the storyline was great, the action was great. Just yeah, this just like was just a pretty much like just a preview of what we were going to be in store for in the future from the WWF. This was just a really awesome match right here. I mean, yeah, we did have like some run-ins in the match. Like at one point, Paul Bearer actually came down to ringside because yeah, this was when around the time where Paul Bearer was just like telling the Undertaker that Kane was going to be coming. And then yeah, and then eventually Undertaker then got rid of Paul Bearer, and then yeah, eventually the Hart Foundation came out as well, and then eventually Undertaker got rid of them as well. Yeah, and really just some awesome action in the match. Yeah, and there was some great countering in the match. Like Undertaker was able to counter the sharpshooter in the match, and Bret Hart was able to counter the tombstone from Undertaker. So yeah, some great action, some great countering. It really was just a great match. Yeah, and then around like the closing points of this match, like Shawn Michaels ended up like getting knocked out, and then Bret Hart had nailed Undertaker with a chair. Yeah, and then yeah, once Shawn Michaels then came back around, then he like discovered what Bret Hart had actually done, and then yeah, Shawn Michaels ended up like just picking up the steel chair and then was just like getting into Bret Hart's face about it, and then it got into like a heated exchange between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, and then eventually Bret Hart then just ended up spitting in Shawn Michaels' face, and then yeah, then Shawn Michaels then tried to hit Bret Hart with the chair, but Bret Hart ducked, and then Shawn Michaels accidentally nailed the Undertaker with it, and then yeah, Bret Hart then covered Undertaker, and then Shawn Michaels, of course, like he had no choice but to make the count, and then yeah, Shawn Michaels ended up making the 3 count, and so then yeah, Bret Hart got the win, and yeah, Undertaker ended up getting screwed by Shawn Michaels the match, and then yeah, everyone was so pissed about that, and even Shawn Michaels, he was just so pissed off at what he did. And Shawn Michaels, after he made the 3 count, he just ended up like leaving the ring without saying anything. And then of course like Undertaker was pissed off as well, and then after this he went after Shawn Michaels, and then yeah, this would lead to the bloody rivalry between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, which would lead to the inaugural Hell in a Cell a couple months later. So yeah, a great aftermath to lead into that rivalry. And yeah, just a really awesome match. And yeah, Bret Hart got the title, and then yeah, celebrating with the Hart Foundation and stuff. So yeah, just a really great match. I mean, like I said, it was just like showing what we were going to be in store for in the future from the WWF. So yeah, just an awesome match with a great story, some great action, some great counters. Just yeah, a really really awesome match. Like I said, probably in both guys' top 10 matches of all time. It was just an awesome match. So yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts on like the 3 main matches of the show. They really are great. Like I said, the undercard overall, I mean, it is solid overall, but yeah, it's really nothing too memorable. Like the 3 matches that I just talked about, with the cage match, the Intercontinental title match, and the WWF title match, those are the 3 great matches of the show, and really do make this a great SummerSlam overall. So yeah, if you are like curious enough to watch this SummerSlam to see why it's great, I really would just say watch those 3 matches. But if you are interested in watching the whole show, I mean, you'll find the undercard just fine, but just really don't be expecting like to see anything that's really to write home about outside of the 3 main matches of the show. So yeah, overall, I would give the show probably an 8 out of 10. So yeah, it really is a great SummerSlam overall. Like I said, my ratings for the entire match card will be down in the description if you want to see like my actual ratings for the matches. But yeah, like I said, just because I've already tried to make this video a couple of times, I just really don't have the I don't really have the heart to just really go in depth of every single match on the show again and just really talk about like the entire show. So I really just decided to just do this type of review and just talk about why the show is so great. So yeah, so that's my take on SummerSlam 1997. So that's all I really have to say about it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. I'm sorry that this did turn out like different than a lot of my other wrestling reviews, but yeah, it's just like I said, I've already tried to do it a couple of times, and so yeah, I just didn't want to like just do it all over again for a 3rd time. So yeah, I hope that it turned out okay for you guys the way I did it here. So yeah, yeah, that's my review of SummerSlam 1997. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.